Hello guys, good evening from Dhaka, Bangladesh. Once again, welcome back to the channel. Time is around 9:35 p.m. night time. Odd time to wake up. A while back I woke up because I'm in recovery process. So I sleep a lot, during the day and night. So it's the after effect of all the medication I took. I think my body is very, very weak, but still, whenever I get time, I try to catch up and do some videos for you and also for my channel so I can actually, continue my work. So I already have released or sort of like published two videos earlier today, but I felt like a little bit energetic, so I'm like, okay, let's just do one more extra episode. This would be for people who love lists. So I got here about, I think, 12 fragrances, and the today's topic is about compliments. Like compliments is a very big factor in fragrance community. Get her attention, get her to do this, do that. It doesn't really happen like that, but many of you who are in the game enjoy the game, take it like a sport, like to play it seriously. To you, compliments do matter. So this is for you guys, okay? Especially, let's say, I don't judge if you're seeking compliments from your female like counterparts, or even you're trying to get attention from your lady boss who's 50 and stuff, and you are in your 20s. Whatever your case is, I don't judge. Be happy with whatever you want. But compliments is a kind of complicated factor. Okay, this video is going to be a bit long, so I don't apologize for that anymore because I like to do things my way. So here's the whole thought process. What are compliments? Compliments are part of the culture. Okay, let's say you are from a country where culture is outgoing, people sort of like socialize with you, and they are friendly. Let's say that they just come up to you and say, hey, what's up, bro? And then like you can like relate, like how to say, like with people, like they are nice, so you feel happy. You were in Cologne, let's say somewhere in the States, someone comes up to you and say, hey, you smell nice, like Samuel L. Jackson, but with a bit of like like a strong tone. And like that is unsolicited compliment, like you didn't ask people, or they are just maybe trying to be nice to you, trying to flirt with you, whatever the case. It's always better to get a compliment like that than a complaint, right? So that is one thing. Another thing is, sometimes people smell you, but they don't compliment, because we have discussed this before. Jeremy said it, like, men, they know that you're smelling nice, but they don't compliment you in the clubs. I miss that old Jeremy, by the way. 2016-17, his top 10 were fire. Those lists were fire. So people don't compliment you because they are arrogant, and they think like they're closed mind, and they like, how to say, they are not really friendly. So that doesn't matter, but there are ways to know that your fragrance are nice. Like, let's say you got a look from someone, like a positive look, you can read those, right? Like they look at you indifferently, like with respect, or maybe they're just like you in the lift. You know what I mean, as a dude. So those are ways to pick up, and some of these have stories, so I'm going to tell you one by one. And these don't guarantee you like this is going to get you compliments as well, but I got them, so that's what I'm saying. And one last thing, I have many other fragrances, like tons and tons out there. They are hugely hyped, okay, but they perhaps are even sometimes niche, but they don't pick you up compliments. Like, I will tell you one thing. Aventus is the only fragrance, is the hyped one, that I think actually brought compliments, and Baccarat Rouge, these two. Apart from these two, many of the other fragrances, like people talk about, like highly hyped and stuff, they don't really pick up compliments. DHP, for example, Dior Homme Parfum, no. Dior Homme Intense, yes. So keep these in mind. Let's go one by one randomly, like no ranking here. First fragrance, bit surprising one, is CK1 Gold. So this fragrance was released somewhere in 2015 or 16. Very special to me because I saw the advertisement, and I did not know that was the lady is actually sister of Ashton, the fragrance reviewer. So he has Jensen's and Extra Jensen's, two channels. So he shared with me. We are kind of friends, but nowadays we don't talk that much. But we used to do a lot of conversations on messages and stuff. We have seen a lot of things in the community. We started almost the same time. I think he started like few months after me, or somewhere like same time. I'm not sure, but he told me that his sister is featured here. And then like that really, really like made my attention go more in this fragrance. I had to get it because it's a special one. So Ashton, I respect him a lot. He's one of the best reviewers. Has a lot of energy, and this guy actually is still working day and night. He's one of the best out there and very entertaining. So CK1 Gold, what this is all about, I was in Penang, okay? It's Malaysia, another state, it's an island. And there when I saw it in one of the malls. I forgot which mall it was. It was by the, like the, near the C. Okay, so I forgot the name. So I was roaming around, like trying to just look for food, but this was being, marketed, or promotion was going on. It was not very expensive, also 150 ringgit or something. So that thing, when I saw, I'm like, should I get it? Then I'm like, I smelled it. I really like the smell, but people usually have, when you start collecting in somewhere 15, 16. At that time, my main concern was performance, and I heard CKs don't last. So I did not pick it up. Later I did, and I also bought a 200 ml later, like a much bigger bottle, when I found it on sale. This is now discontinued. This fragrance, I got many times. People ask me what you're wearing, especially because this one, in the first 2 hours, this has huge presence. This is like, they say there's a fig, there's a oud, like a gold. This is a liquid gold theme, right? And it has a lot of citruses, fruitiness, very sparkly, sweet, and very strong perfume. For CK fragrance is very strong. So this fragrance, if you go heavy on the shirt, it can get nauseating. It can be worn even in winters, right? Really love it. And people ask me, like, what you're wearing. It's a little bit unisex, but this fragrance, like, it's nice, it's unique. I never smell anything like it. So CK1 Gold, I think, is an exceptional fragrance. You can give it a try. Very underrated. So that's the first one, number 12. If I'm going to run out of space, yeah. Number 11, I'm going to show you a blue fragrance. I have quite a few here. First one I'm going to show you is Coach for Men. I always bought like a 200 ml of these, and these bottles are nice, but the sprayers are really the worst sprayers ever. I never seen anything more horrific than that. So this fragrance here, it is in that blue genre. You guys know, like, this is the Bleu de Chanel Sauvage, and Sauvage is in the list, by the way. But this one, at first I did not think much of it. Like, this is like in the middle of the road. People say this one doesn't last. Coach for Green, and some of the other ones, the blue, they're okay, but longevity is kind of on the middle point. But I'll tell you what, women love this kind of a DNA. Like, I have one friend. Uh, he says he's sent me doing reviews, and he's like, bro, I don't know about you. I know you have a lot of in collection perfumes in collection, but my wife approves two fragrances, and that's the two I own. And she always gives me compliments. She says, like, she can smell me for hours after I left the house. And I was like, what fragrance is that? He's like, this is the first one, and I have another one. I also added that in the list. That one has special stories also. Coach for Men, women love it because it's masculine, one thing. It is it's blue, but at the same time, it does something that is not exactly like Dior Sauvage. It has a kind of character, right? So some weird way it works with women. You can give it a try and get a sample and ask your girlfriend if she likes it. Coach for him or Coach for Men. So now we have 10 left, I think. Yes, 10 left. Next one is gonna be another surprise one. From this line, there are many of the other ones, like you can see the Le Male line, okay? You can see the Elixir, Le Beau Parfum. I also have Le Male, Le Parfum. I have almost 10, 12 versions of Le Male. And then you would imagine, like, Ultramale is the one that gets most compliments back in the days, right? They do. Many of them they do. And Jean Paul is always targeting sweeter perfumes. But for me, like, my surprise is whenever I wear this perfume, people look, they look when you were like wearing this in evening time. This one has been reformulated for some time, but still in the evening time, it lasts really nice. This is the original Le Male. I have the Christmas edition here. I forgot which year, 2000, maybe 20 or something, or 19, I don't remember. But this thing comes in a special packaging, the globe with the snow and all that. This one, I tell you something about Le Male. It has been marketed and for many years, and it has been tested, and women sort of like loved this DNA back in the days. Men, everybody wore this. Everybody, Dior Sauvage and this. These two are the most popular in France. So Le Male, Francis Kurkdjian, I think, right? Yeah, he made this, right? Yeah. So basically, this one gets compared to Amouage Reflection Man, which is a sexier version of it, I admit, but so much more expensive. But both of them have same effect. When I wear this, like, it really feels like a scent cloud, because I spray literally 6, 7, 8 times. And this thing actually is that powdery, little bit of a mint, little bit of that lavender. Something happens with it. It's kind of like a spicy, masculine, sweet. So when I walk in the streets wearing this fragrance, I see men look at me like, okay, this guy is smelling nice. So these are indirect ways you can tell it's complimented, right? Not really always words. So Le Male, I feel you can give it a try again. People says, now out of style or obsolete. I don't know. For me, never. It's a classic, and it's always beautiful fragrance. Jean Paul Gaultier Le Male. Next one, I have told this story before many times, but this fragrance is inspired by Baccarat Rouge. Club de Nuit, Untold by Armaf. one of those Armafs that got released, I think, a couple of years back with the special line Untold, and then the blue one, and then Elixir, Armor Elixir, and a few of the other ones. This one for me is the second bottle. My previous bottle was all reddish bottle that was finished. Now I'm using this. Once I finish, I'll get a 200 ml. This perfume right here, when I was wearing this, I went to like this tea shop, where you have this bubble tea, like a boba tea. I don't know all this fancy tea with the peach, and then they use like jelly, this and that. You guys know pearl milk tea, those things, right? Like cha time. So I went to one of the shops. I don't remember the name, but I remember I ordered like a large drink. I was waiting in the line. So one uncle, like one elderly gentleman, is like, "Excuse me, young man." I'm like, "Oh God!" When you hear people ask you and then poke you at the back, they're gonna complain only. Then I'm like, "Oh my God, this is gonna be bad." And I turn, I'm like, "Yes." I still pretend like I don't know, and I must have done something. So he's like, I've been noticing your perfume for some time. I'm standing behind you in the queue, and it's pretty nice. What is this? I was like totally didn't expecting it. Didn't expect it at all. I'm like, okay, I have a big smile on my face. I'm like, mm-hmm. And then that point, I told him the name, and he's like, he took down the name, where to find it, how much is the price, and he's like, I never heard of it. I'm like, get it, you like it? He's like, yeah, I'm liking it already. So he was about 60 plus, and he liked it. Imagine that. So this is the effect of perfume, So this thing, Baccarat Rouge gets the credit mostly, and also you can get any other version, Al Haramain Amber Oud, Ruby edition. You can get any of the other edition, but this is really refined and very long lasting. That's why I put it in the list. I really love this. This is one of my most complimented fragrances till now. Club Nuit, Untold. Next one I want to show you, it's a very cheap fragrance, and this is the cheapest in the line here today. And I'll tell you one thing, this fragrance is, it catches you off guard. Like you would not see until you smell the quality of it if you've never done. This is called Elizabeth Arden Green Tea. This perfume, it literally used to be like $15 before. Now it's like 20 something. And from the whole line, I tried a lot, many of them, like from this line. And I decided like the tropical and these are the two I really love. There is fig, there is peach, there is a lot more out there, and there's white tea, a lot of teas in Elizabeth Arden. These are all for women, but I find them like unisex because of this one especially is a masterpiece because of that usage of the green tea and the citruses, and I don't know what's in it, like jasmine, very very soothing. This is one of my most zen fragrances, like relaxing and wise, enjoyment wise. And for summer, it's excellent performer. So if you love Nishana's oolong cha, that is a bit more sweeter, but the lychee, more unisex, more feminine than this. I actually prefer this for the price point and everything. Simplistic, beautiful. And when I go to shops and stuff, people ask me like, "Sir, your perfume is very nice. Is it a ladies' perfume?" Yeah, because it's for women. You can smell that tea. It is borderline unisex, but I love it. Okay, so this one you can give it a try. 20 bucks, totally worth it nowadays still. Elizabeth Arden Green Tea. You can buy the smaller ones, 30 ml. They're gonna cost nothing. Yeah, this is going really good. I'm gonna go 20 minutes, I guess. Anyway, let me fasten up a little bit. Next one is gonna be Rabanne Invictus. This fragrance, first time I bought it was like a little 50 ml bottle. I think I have it still somewhere. I think the fragrance has gone bad or something. It got, like, of course, after so many years, it's supposed to go bad. But Invictus is the most hated fragrance on net. You see anybody you ask on Fragrantica or really fragrance enthusiasts, they will like, we hate Invictus from our soul. And here am I keep buying backup bottles. This is 150 ml. I would perhaps buy it if there's a 200 ml, buy it. And I had a special edition. I did buy many of the other flankers. My favorite remains until now is Elixir, okay? The Victory Elixir, Paco Rabanne Invictus V Elixir. That is the most beautiful one with a mango, sort of like a vanilla, beautiful sweetness. But more so than that, this has been in me many years. So this one picked up the compliments. This literally is perfume for men. In Bangladesh, I know many people travel with it when they go overseas. They just go 5-6 sprays because you see, some fragrances, they are like mass crowd pleaser. This is one of them. Okay, sweet, fresh, easygoing, and this kind of thing is kind of sexy. So even if you hate it, you have to admit this thing gets attention, right? So don't wear like 10 sprays like a douche. Just go like 4 or 5. It does the rest, really, really good fragrance. And it's very complimented. Like for me, I get often asked like, what you wearing? Like she would ask me or my friends. But in general, I know this is one of the most complimented. And I noticed over the years, people said this one picks up compliments, right? So there is a lot of clones of it too. Next one, let's go a bit dark. let's go Bvlgari Man In Black. This is the other fragrance that I was talking about when I said Coach for Men, and these are the two fragrances my friend owns. Okay, this is a special edition, the all blacks, but you can get the original one, same fragrance. And up to you, whatever. If you want black Korean, that is the even beast mode version of it, but this is the right formula: tuberose, tobacco, spices, pink pepper, I think there's leather, and then rum. Okay, I think, or maybe whiskey, I forgot. So this thing is Night King. Okay, in Bangladesh at least, this is the confident man. And so many years I've been doing this review, I haven't found that many sexier fragrance than this. Maybe Tom Ford Noir Extreme, similar but bit less masculine. This is the man, in my humble opinion. Imagine the guys, the actors, Paul Rudd, or all those macho actors with beard, and they're really, really masculine. Okay, like Viking. So Creed Viking, that is another great one, but I don't have it today, and this is not my complimentary fragrance. This one is. I used to get into the car with my friends, or if you have a program, if you, let's say, carpooling, everybody would ask after shower, this smells like from like heaven. God came down, so literally dark fragrance. So this one and this one, if you have these like Coach for him and this, you can have one for day, one for the night. This fragrance is heavily complimented. You can try that. Next one is also a bit surprising. It's called Dolce & Gabbana The One, my favorite. See, I put it next to on purpose, next to just hold on. Sorry, some sort of insect got into my room every time, like season is changing. Anyway, sorry. So I kept it next to Dolce & Gabbana The One EDP, right, on purpose. Why? The One EDP is a little bit more thicker version of it. Like in winter, that thing really, really, I think is a better performer than the One EDT. But overall, my favorite is this. On my skin, this one pops more, and this is what I wear for summer. Sometimes, this fragrance is not really loved by people because of its most people say spotty longevity. No issue with me. Higher the heat, this fragrance lasts. So this one is that nice sort of amber sweetness, boozy, and tropical fruit punch, cigar, all these smells. This is actually like one of the ladies. I'm not going to mention who. I went like long time back. We had outing or something. So this girl, this is a long time back. I was not with anybody. So if someone take offense, nothing to do. So when I was wearing this, one girl came up to me and said, "Man, whatever you're wearing, this perfume is very, very manly." Like she's like, "I love smells like this, on men, because this fragrance." She was maybe trying to be friendly or whatever. So when you have parties and stuff, we meet random people, right? Friends of friends or something, like from Sunway. We have different universities back in Malaysia. So she said that, she's like, "What is the name of the perfume?" I'm like, "Are you gonna buy it for a boyfriend?" She's like, "No, I'm gonna buy it for me. I'm gonna wear it on me." I'm like, "Okay, no problem." So this fragrance is like, in States also, I see so many men, so many memories. People say, "Man, my girlfriend loves this. I wear this on the date night." One of the most complimented, beautiful, sweetheart fragrance. Still, for me, that gingery spiciness is just amazing fragrance. That whole formula is just magic. But if you want a little bit more performance, go with the 1 EDP. So I have 4 left. Let's do a couple more freshies. Freshies. Polo Blue. Yeah, here we go. My list, my stuff. This is my hood, my joint, right? So Polo Blue is fragrance. When I was in college, university, even I did not know there's a fragrance game. I used to have Hugo Boss bottle, Armani's Code, Lacoste Purum, Polo Blue, and maybe something like CK1. Yeah, these are the fragrance I used to own. And every year we just have one fragrance, like we were not rich as kids, like students, right? Students cannot afford expensive perfumes. So I used to always get like 75 mil or a gift. And I remember loving it all my life. It does not last as much, but in the high heat, this projects a lot. So there's a story is, I went to visit someone in the hospital, my ex basically. And my girlfriend, she's not going to approve this. If she hears this, she's going to really literally going to kill me. She hates my ex. Anyway, so these are stories I don't need to share. But anyway, the story is, she was having like a procedure, and I just want to visit her with the flowers and all. We were still together at that time, and she was with her one of her college mates or university mates. So when I entered the room, it was already AC and stuff, but this hospital has this smell like Savlons, like floor cleaners, everywhere there's this hospital band-aid smell. So when I entered, she's like, "Wow, Bhaiya is here," means brother is here. I'm like, her friend said that. And I'm like, "Why? How do you know?" She's like, "When you entered the room, there's a sense of freshness that hit the room with the AC, and this is good change of pace. I love your perfume. What is it?" Then I said, "Polo Blue." There you go. That's the story. I always cherish this perfume. One of the best blue fragrances ever. Doesn't matter performance is top notch or not. Okay. Next one is a fragrance that was sexy story. There's a sexy story attached to it, and it will be surprising for you. That is Dior Sauvage. Dior Sauvage in the early days, when it was glorious days, when it was not reformulated, it was sweeter, it was more beefy. I came to Bangladesh and we went to buy a car. Like, of course, you need a car for family. So 2016, we needed a car and we went for car hearts. We were looking for cars. We used to buy, like, looking for a premium, Toyota premium, but different places have different prices. So we went different shops. We went to one shop. It was huge. It's like literally like hundreds of cars out there. And I was with my father. My father was in another corner, and there was no one else in the shop because we went at odd time. So at one corner, there's this lady with sunglasses. She is kind of like the older lady, like, I don't want to say cougar, but I mean those ladies, they like younger men. And I am not a very good looking guy or anything, but I was wearing Sauvage, lucky for me. So when I was wearing this, I noticed, like, because my eyesight was very good at the time, perhaps that's why God took away my good eyesight. I noticed from a corner of my eye, she was looking at me and then she's giving me looks. It cannot be coincidence if she looked at you 5 times, 6 times, right? And I know it was Dior Sauvage because the whole area was covered with tin shade, and then the air was circulating inside only. It cannot be anyone else because there was no one else. It was me smelling that good. So not this particular new version, but the first batch. If you can get Dior Sauvage, man, this is one of the most cherished fragrances for me because it is that good for especially all year round. It's a boring fragrance at times, Calibre and Bergamo in the blue note, all these things, but it works. It works like 60% time off all time. I don't know what is the expression, that movie, So the Anchor movie, So this is the story. I mean, this fragrance can get you attention. Next one is very special fragrance. This one I shared before, and the Dior's Fahrenheit, and I kept them purposely on next to each other because they look nice. So Dior's Fahrenheit, old story, sharing again, baby. Not all of you know this. I went for dental because I have a lot of tooth problems. So I went for, let's say, I think it was root canal or something, and I was having serious pain. And I was waiting for my friend who's a intern doctor, and he said, "Man, this is expensive, so why don't you do it in my college? It is gonna get us credits. At the same time, you can get it for free with just about 50 ringgit or something as enrollment." I'm like, wow. Instead of paying hundreds of dollars, I can get, and he's a good doctor. He's now established dentist. Sorry, there's some firecrackers happening. So I was wearing this. I bought first time 100 mil, 2015 version. Yeah, I wore, like, just to impress. I'm like, I didn't want to smell bad or anything. I want to make impression. I wore like 8 to 10 sprays. By the time I entered, it was already like 1 hour because he came a bit late. So it transformed. The opening gasoline was gone. It was mostly florals. Okay, and this thing has florals, a little bit of a leather. So the dry down is mostly florals, and it's really, really beautiful transition. And it's very mysterious. I was like, who smells that good around this lift area? And I didn't realize because brand new at that time. That's what Fahrenheit did. And my friend said, he's like, bro, oh, he was smiling. I'm like, oh, bad news? He's like, nope, your tooth is fine, but what you're wearing, man? I'm like, Fahrenheit. And he's like, it's nice. And he's from basically, sorry again. So he's basically from UK. He's a Gujarati. His name is Zach. I miss that guy. We don't have in touch anymore. But I remember that compliment he gave me. He's like, I'm going to buy this, man. It lasts a long time, right? I'm like, yeah. And he's like, yeah, I'm going to get it. So that's the story with Fahrenheit. Dudes, pay respect when you wear that. Last but not least, the most sexiest compliment, beast, or say the sexiest fragrance ever alive for me is this one. It's tested one. La Nuit. What else did you expect? Yeah, it's not because of Jeremy says so. I am telling you, it is sort of like tested. I wore this in 2017 at one wedding, nighttime. And it was one of my uncle's daughter was getting married. And I was trying to take pictures of the bride and groom, our typical weddings, big people gathering. So there are a lot of girls. Yeah, one of the girls was with a DSLR, and then she was next to me wearing a sari. And she just came very close to me. I did not realize. I moved away a little bit, like, oh, okay, maybe it's not nice to, be so close. And she moved left towards me, like she's smelling my perfume, and she looked from the side of her eye, left eye. I was at her left, and she just gave me a look and smiled. I'm like, number one, sexy mofo. Sorry. Nowadays, it doesn't sound good because when you're old, these sound like pervert stories. But, we are old now, but no harm sharing our prime 30s and stuff, okay? This fragrance, La Nuit de l'Homme. Get one bottle, especially when they discontinue this. It will be remembered for a very long time. That cardamom, bergamot, chocolatey, the whole vibe, it works. This is one of the sexiest fragrances alive. The only thing is it's fleeting. So I'll tell you one solution. Get like a fragrance that is like a molecule O1 and layer it with it, maybe. Or you can get Albayt Aldi Mashki's La Nuit de l'Homme, like their version, and layer, okay? If you layered those with this is going to become 8 hours, 10 hours cologne, okay? There you go. I gave you a secret tip, which is going to make you look good. But at the same time, remember one thing. No matter what you do, if you dress like a punk, if you don't dress right, and you're dressing like not appealing or doesn't go with your personality, and then you're dirty, you don't shower, and you grow like beard and stuff, but it's not trimmed, you have a lot of, it looks like you're not clean, or at the same time you look rude, and you make racist jokes, or sexist jokes and stuff. Not sexy, but what's the thing, like you say jokes that offend people, like, so if you're not those rude people or stupid people, you are well spoken, and you're funny, you're friendly, and you're honest. These things actually make a good combination, right? So layer it with good manners and charm, if you have any. If you're not funny, don't try to be funny. That's going to make you look really, really stupid. Anyway, I will finish the video here. It's a very long video, but I wanted to share some stories. Have a nice day. Thanks for watching. Hopefully you like this episode. Take care. Bye bye.